Hey guys, welcome to week 3, module 3. And this is going to be about creating content, putting yourself out there, really stepping into your mission and showing up for the world, showing up for yourself, showing up to let people know that you are here and you didn't come to play. This isn't coincidence. This isn't by chance. This isn't random. You are meant to be here and you are meant to create and you are meant to put yourself out there. And this is probably my most favorite part of this program and part of the work. And that's crazy to say because when I began my business, I was so afraid. I was so shy, so unconfident, so afraid to put myself out there. I literally thought, oh, it'll be so much easier if I could just make enough money, hire a VA, and then I'm good to go. I don't have to post, I don't have to put myself out there, I don't have to show myself. And this is why the mindset aspect, the mental work, the energetic management, the belief system shifting, the rewriting is such a big game changer. Because when you change that, when you start to shift that, you start to allow yourself to step into your confidence more. And when you're taking action on it, you're allowing yourself to really step into that. And the more you do that, the more you rewire your brain. So it's focus on baby steps. You don't have to do everything all in one day. This is about messy action. You just have to show up. You just have to show up with the consistency. That is the goal here. So I want you to start off by choosing your content pillars. So your content pillars are everything that you stand for. Everything that you want to share, everything that you really, really, really want to express. It's the essence of you. It's your essence expression. So you can make a list. You can go in the journal, wherever, the workbook. You can get your workbook journal that you have dedicated for this program, if you did. You can get a piece of paper, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Get out a piece of paper and write down all of the things that you stand for, that you want to put out into the world, that you want to express, that you want to talk about. And this can go a lot with the struggles. The struggle list that you created in the last module of what your person's struggling with and what they want. And also you can include your expression, your essence of you want to share this and you want to share that. So for me, it's I want to share the healing. I want to share the relationship to self. I want to share about the belief systems. I want to share about confidence. I want to share about energetics. I want to share about strategies. I want to share about making money and healing money issues. I want to share about all the things. And at the same time, I'm also sharing about my relationship with my body and improving my body and doing all of these things. So I really want you to make a list of everything that you want to share. And you can kind of make it an outline of you have all of these topics that you want to be about and share, and within those topics you have the littler, smaller things in those topics that you're going to share and you're going to be about and you're going to put in there. So for example, strategy, it's not just, that would be my topic, but within that topic, it's not just about strategy. It's about energy management. It's about consistency. It's about showing up. It's about trusting yourself enough to do that. So within that, there's 5 different content pieces. And again, another example, with the mindset aspect, it's not just mindset. Mindset is a broad topic. The outline of the topic, if that makes sense. And within that topic, I have belief systems, I have energetics, I have relationship to self, I have so many things within that. So I really want you to break it down and figure out your pillars, and within those pillars, within those topics, break down different things that can be included in all of those. This is your essence expression. This is who you are and what you're meant to do and what you're going to share. So really map out your content pillars, and then I want you to pick out your platforms. What platforms are you going to show up on? If you're just starting and you haven't really gained consistency in creating content, I would recommend choosing one platform and showing up on that platform and getting consistent and really fucking good at that platform. Learning everything you can learn about it, really, really becoming an expert at that platform, and then add other things that you're going to do, add other platforms. It's so easy to feel like you need to do it all and you need to be everywhere. But if you're trying to do it all and you're trying to be everywhere and you haven't really gained that consistency, you're going to be everywhere. You're not going to be consistent. You're not going to be seen for your true essence expression. You're not going to be able to really get clear and get consistent and be all there if you're everywhere. It's like trying to do 100 things at one time. You can't do it. You can't do it. But if you begin to create a consistent, subconscious, rewind, like when you were just beginning to drive a car, you couldn't have done, your lipstick and buckled your seatbelt and talked to your kid while you were learning how to drive a car, right? So you had to learn that, and once you learned that and you got that down, now you can probably, which isn't the safest thing, you can probably buckle your seat as you're driving down the road. You can turn your radio up. You can talk to your kid. You can put your lipstick on it. Not all of these things at once. This is just an example. There are some things that we do, and once we gain habits and gain consistency with that, we begin to be able to do it without even thinking. And this is what's going to become of you and creating content and putting yourself out there on the social media. So make it simple for yourself. You don't have to do it all. So pick your platforms, pick your platform. If you decide to do it all, try it. And if you find yourself not gaining consistency, go to one platform. Do it on one platform. And the goal here is to get really fucking consistent and be able to do it in minimum amount of time. So for me, showing up online, and I share the things that I'm going to focus on doing for 2023. But for me, showing up online is easy, it's effortless, it's simple. I go on Facebook and I'm adding some other things to what I'm doing, but I go on Facebook and I make posts. It could take me 1 minute. Boom, done. Because I have someone in mind. I know who I'm talking to. I know what to create. I know what they need. I know what I want to put out there. And I put it out there. I can do it in 2 minutes or less. A live video can take me 5 to 10 minutes. Boom, done. I just created content that's going to last for a lifetime, that's going to be on my social media, that people are going to see, and multiple people are going to see it. And it's easy for me because I know who I'm speaking to. I've created confidence within myself to actually show up, and I've gained consistency to where this consistent effort isn't hard for me anymore. At first, it's going to feel scary. It's going to feel like a lot. It's going to feel, you're going to have hesitations. You're going to have fear. You're going to have doubt come up. And I'm not saying it doesn't come up for me still. It still does sometimes. But it gets better. You get better. So trust yourself in that. And now I want you to really, in this soul strategy blueprint activation that's going to come with this week, will allow you to really step into your intuition and your guidance on how you should show up, how many times you should show up, and the workbook will do the same. And I really want you to decide on the consistency of how you're going to show up. I would recommend daily. You can take a day off. So this next year, I'm going into creating a really, really strong consistency in all areas of my life. So I'm going to plan it to where it's Monday through Saturday, Sundays off. Monday through Saturday, Sundays off. And Sundays are going to be my non-negotiable. I have that day off. I can create if I want. I don't have to. But I've created a mapped out plan of Monday through Saturday. I'm going to create this and have a structured plan and know exactly what I'm going to do. And so I would recommend, you may have jobs, you may have kids, you may have different things that are going on in your life that are also non-negotiables. I want you to decide right here, right now, that your business is a non-negotiable area of your life, and you are going to decide to show up for it no matter what. That's the difference. We're not playing around here. You're creating a business. You're creating an income that could support you to the fullest extent. It could become your full-time income. It can and it will if you put in the work. So make this a non-negotiable. Start to show up for it like it's serious, because it is. It could change your entire life. So map out your plan, map out your times. When I was just starting, I was working. I was a caregiver during the day, and I would map out the times. I would do my lives in the morning before I went to work at 7 a.m. Throughout that day, when I had time, I would go on social media. I would make a post. Boom, done. Took me 1 minute. So really, it's looking at your day, making it specific to you, figuring out how many times do you want to show up a day. What days are you going to make sure it's a non-negotiable to show up? What time frames are you going to be able to do that? I would recommend, if you're just starting, to show up daily. Maybe take a day off a week, but show up daily. Whether it's 1 post, 3 posts, 5 posts, whatever, show up daily. Make yourself a plan and show up for that plan, because that's how you build self-confidence. That's how you build self-trust, is by showing up for what you plan to do. show up for what you plan to do. And if 3 posts a day feels fucking crazy to you, show up for one. One post every day. You did that for a year, you'd have 365 posts. Boom, done. Boom, done. Think about that. Versus probably if you've been procrastinating and holding yourself back, you probably created 5, 10, 20 posts a month. And then boom, 365 posts in a year, 30 posts a day, 31 if you have, those months where they have an extra day. Make a plan. That's the key here, the focus here. I wrote them down in my notes because I want to make sure that I say everything to you. The focus is to make sure that you're showing up for what you planned for yourself and staying consistent with that plan. Again, that's what builds self-trust. That's what builds confidence. It's not going to feel totally easy at the beginning. But I will tell you, if you keep going and you keep trying and you keep putting in the work in and you keep showing up, and when you have those down days where maybe you didn't show up the way that you wanted to, it is key, it is crucial not to beat yourself up and just get back on track. You didn't fuck up a day. You didn't mess up a day. You didn't mess up your whole progress. What will mess up your progress faster than anything will is beating yourself up because you didn't show up for that day, and now you're not going to show up for the next week because you're in a negative mindset and a negative energy and a negative level of I didn't do what I was supposed to do, so now I'm not going to show up for the next week. Show up. If you have a bad day, if you have a down day, you didn't have the time, show up the next day. Restart. Reclaim. Continue. You didn't fuck up the entire process. What will is holding yourself back because you're beating yourself up and you're not going to show up for the next week now. That's how it works. Catch yourself in that. So, why? Why do we want to show up and create content? What is the purpose of this even? Why is this even a thing? It shows people we know what we're doing and we know what we're talking about and that we can help them. That we are the expert that can support them with the result that they desire. Growing a business online by creating content is like showing up for your physical business. So for example, you wouldn't not go into your physical business if you just didn't feel like it. You wouldn't not go into your physical business if you just had a lot of fear or doubt coming up. If you had a lot of fear or doubt coming up, you wouldn't just be like, I'm not going to put the close sign on. I'm not going to show up today. I'm not going to unlock the door. I'm not going to let people in. You wouldn't procrastinate because fear showed up. You just show up. You would know, literally, consciously, you would be totally aware that if you didn't go to that physical business, unlock the door, and put the close sign on, turn the close sign around, whatever, that people couldn't come in. No one would buy, there would be 0 sales, nothing would happen that day because no one would be able to come in because you didn't show up to unlock the door. I want you to start looking at your business just like this. Whether it's online, whatever. I want you to really start looking at your business just like this. That if you do not show up, if you do not create content, if you do not open the door to allow people in, to allow people to see you, to allow people to know what you offer, if you do not create anything, if you do not show up, you are not turning on the close sign, the open sign. I think I was saying close the whole time. Sorry. If you do not put the open sign on, if you do not open up the door, if you do not show up, the clients will not show up. It will not happen. You not showing up, you not putting yourself out there is a literal almost guarantee that this is not going to work for you. So creating content is displaying that your open sign is open, that your door is open, that people can come in. Because again, if you're not, how are they ever going to know? You know? Don't get caught up in the views. Don't get caught up in the likes. Don't get caught up in the engagement. Because actually, they're not fully accurate. I've tested them. My coach has tested them. There's been a lot of people testing the algorithm and the likes and the engagement and the follows and the views and everything. It's not totally accurate. there are people out there that have, and also I want to mention that engagement does not equal sales. Engagement, likes, comments, whatever, views does not equal sales. I've talked to so many people that have thousands of views on their live video. Not even kidding. Thousands of views on their live video. They're struggling to make money in their business and they're about to quit. And then you, if you are, you don't have many views or you're struggling or you're procrastinating or whatever, you're comparing yourself to those people that have thousands of views, wondering why your views, your views are so low. Thinking and comparing yourself to those people that have thousands of views. Meanwhile, you have no idea how many sales they're making. You don't know that they're not making money even though they have a big following or a lot of freaking views. Just because they have a lot of engagement doesn't mean they're making money. You don't have to have a lot of engagement to make sales. A lot of these things happen in the background. A lot of people are silent watchers. Like you're gonna have people, if you're showing up and you're consistently showing up for it, you're gonna have people popping out of the woodworks and you're not even going to know who they are. They've been watching you. They may have been watching you for months, weeks, years, and you may not have ever known it because, again, there are a lot of silent watchers. A lot of people will watch and watch and watch until they're ready, and they may not like it. They may not say anything. They may not engage at all, and you will never know until they pop out. That is a true thing. That is actually what happens. And also stop comparing yourself to people who seem to be making money, because there are a lot of people online that are praising and bragging about what they're doing when they're not actually doing it. So you're doing yourself a disservice by comparing yourself to those people when you have no idea what their reality is actually like. We live in a space right now on social media where it's a highlight reel. Everyone's sharing the ups and the ups and the ups, and they're putting these wins and these accomplishments and these big things they're doing out there, but they're not sharing the struggle. They're not sharing the real shit they're going through in the background. They're not sharing the actual fears and doubts and hesitations they were going through that, almost stopped them. Do not compare yourself to someone that's on chapter 20 when you're on chapter 2. Do not compare yourself at all, because you have no idea what their reality is actually like, right? So don't get caught up in that. It's not completely accurate. And experiment. I encourage you to experiment. If you're unsure of what to do and you're getting stuck on what to do, tap into something and just try something. Just try something for 30 days. Experiment with it. Because experimenting will allow you to figure out what feels good to you and what doesn't. Do not automatically discredit something because someone else told you not to do it, or someone else told you to do it, or you're letting your fear, because a lot of times there are a lot of things that we're automatically like, that's not for me. That doesn't feel good to me. That doesn't feel aligned. But really, that's our fear talking. That's our self-doubt talking. So when we can really look and tap into things and try things, we can figure out if they are for us and may not be for us. You will never know until you tap in and experiment with it. Reading my notes for you. Step by step. Take baby steps if you have to. Don't wait for perfection. Perfection isn't real. Again, the highlight reels aren't fucking real. Nothing has to be perfect. Once you jump in, you get better. Messy fucking action. So, I'm going, in the next slide, in the next lesson, I'm going to share about 4 major cash content types.